Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new season of Put a Ring on It, Season 4, Episode 1. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you're back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Hit that notification bell. Come back every Friday. Make sure that you're subscribed if you get anything out of the content. Now, child, let's get into it if we gonna get into it. Y'all know what? I like Ready to Love's theme song, but I also like Put a Ring on It. So y'all know I'ma sing it. We've been so in love for a minute, nah. Let's make it official by a go. Say some vows. I do. Do you? Child, let's get into it. Baby, I love a good opening, honey. I love a good intro, a good jingle. Honey, I am here for the tunes. Okay, so when the episode first opens up, y'all know they're in the ATL, and they were expecting Dr. Ponytail. Shout out to Dr. Nicole. We missed you, but it was kind of refreshing not to hear your riddles and your, those who paint in blue sometimes turn blue in love. I was happy not to hear that. I love you, Dr. Nicole, but, please just rest for a little while. So they were expecting Dr. Ponytail, and here's Dr. Stacy. And she's like, I know what y'all thinking. This ain't the doctor that I was expecting, but I am a relationship coach with years of experience. So she gives them some of her backstory. Her mom was married 5 times. Her grandmother was married 3 times. Her daddy was married multiple times. And her mom passed when she was 56 years old, and she was going through her own divorce. But on her deathbed, she said she wanted them to know that true love can exist. And she wants for our community to see that Black love can make it. And let me tell you, I love that, because oftentimes it's not the example that you see. And even when you see it, it's always something behind it. So I like the fact that she wants us to see, look, this family right here, this could be you. This love story right here, this could be what's true for you as well. So I did like that. So she, of course, tells them by the time it's over, they will be able to answer the question, should they put a ring on it? So they show a little snippet, and Dunbar says he's the one that wants to get married. Now, we're going to get to know Dunbar in a minute. Dunbar done lost his damn mind. But we're going to get into it. So we meet the couples. First couple up is Dunbar and Chance. They've been together 3 years. They met at a bar in Dallas. Well, I'm sorry, they haven't been together for 3 years. They've been together for a year. Okay, they've been together for a year. They met at a bar in Dallas. He didn't even tell her that he was a professional athlete and he used to be in the NFL. And he said their first date was actually at a hospital. She said, yeah, he just came in and I wasn't feeling well, and he scooped me up and carried me into the emergency room. And he's telling us that she needed her appendix taken out, and I guess her appendix had ruptured, and so she needed to have it taken out. He said, it was just a little bit later that he figured out that this is the person that he wanted to spend the rest of his life with. So, they were saying a lot of great things about each other. But then he was like, yeah, but she needs to be a little bit more domesticated. She's like, I agree. Okay, but that's not her zhuzh. Okay, her zhuzh is not the domestic side of it all. He's like, yeah, I need somebody to rub my feet and make sure my clothes are washed. Okay, Prince Hakeem, anything else? Whatever you like. Like, what else do you want her to do? Throw rose petals at your damn feet when you get up every morning? Like, something's really wrong with Dunbar a little bit. It's something really wrong with him. He's like, yeah, I'm going to push her to her fullest potential. Oh, baby, he ready to groom somebody, honey. Sir, get lost. So Dr. Stacy said, well, do you want someone that's submissive? He said, yes, I do. But, I'm missing some things with her. Like, the smell of the house. Her running my bathwater, rubbing my feet. She's like, but I do be rubbing your feet. And I also be lighting candles every time you come home. I say, what? Okay. Chance, you are a beautiful woman, honey. But I feel like you and Dunbar are playing in my face, honey. I really feel like y'all playing in my face. Chance is so pretty. The face card ain't gonna never decline. But that hair on top of that head, y'all know what it reminded me of when I saw her. All I thought of was, they want to know who's that girl. La, 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 la. Eve's that girl. I was thinking Eve. As soon as I saw her, I was like, Evie E, how you do that? Okay, honey. It's giving Rough Riders. Do you hear me? Next couple up is Joya and Jasha. So they've been together for 2 years. And she said, it's been the best 2 years of her life. And she really loves him and she really wants to be with him. They have tons of fun together. They love to travel, but she thinks that they should be getting married by now. She ready to travel on down the aisle. Okay, so get it together, Jasha. She ready to get down the aisle. So he wants to travel a little bit more. He's like, yeah, we can have kids in like 3 to 4 years. So she's upset because she's pushing 40. So she starts to cry. And she was like, if you cannot understand that having kids is a non-negotiable for me, then I don't know what we about to do. Okay, it's looking like we might have to go our separate ways. So Dr. Stacy said, girl, don't look at him. Look at me. Okay, we see each other. If you had your way, when would you want to get married and have babies? And she said by the end of next year. And he was looking like, say what now? Anywho, moving forward. Catherine and Ricky. Ricky! Y'all know I'm crazy. It's giving boys in the hood, honey. The hair and all. Do you hear me? So they've known each other for 12 years. And they've been back together for 2 years. They were together, but they broke up. She went to Dallas to live there to take care of her grandmother because her grandmother had gotten ill. But he wanted her to come live with him. So they reunited last year. And he said he's hesitant on getting married again because he's been married before and it didn't work out. Okay, it was hell on wheels. Now, I understand that. But I have to say this. I would be pissed because don't take your past out on me. Child, he better be glad she willing to be with him with them little plaits he rocking on top of that head, honey. I understand that. I understand you being afraid to get married again. Trust me, I understand. If anybody understand, I understand. But you wanted her to live with you, but you don't want to marry her? Okay. So Dr. Stacy tells them, of course, they will be dating other people, starting with the women, and the dating starts now. So now they all looking around talking about, what, girl, right now? Hold up. Now, if y'all gonna be anything, please be for real. Okay, we all know that y'all seen this show before, so y'all already know that the dating gonna start when the lady gets to talking. But I have to say this is a side note. I am loving Dr. Stacy so far. I really am. I am really liking Dr. Stacy. In the next scene at Chance and Dunbar's house, she's getting ready for the date. Now, Chance is the one that I said gave me Eve with the short blonde hair. Okay, so she's getting ready for the date. He's like, well, let me set some boundaries real quick because, we ain't never had to do this before. She's like, well, I mean, you can trust me. I'm coming right back. Dunbar seems like he putting on for the cameras. He seems like he wants to be the villain of the season. He wants everybody to get to talking. He wants to, go to YouTube and see his face on every thumbnail. Dunbar, I'm not about to play with you, okay? So the person that she's dating is Phil. He's 32. He's from New York. He said he has a very nice job. He's waiting on God to send his person. And if you get a date with him, then you are blessed. Blessed. And I know that's right. So he on his way in to take Chance on a date, right? Dunbar go running up to the door, insulting this man's shoes. Talking about when you come in my house, you don't bring trash on the inside. He said, these are trash? He said, I don't know what they are, but take your shoes off. I said, oh, hell no. Let me tell you something. Sometimes I know why God made me a woman. I really know why God gave me the parts that he gave me. Because I am sure that I would be on cell block 4. I just know, baby, you would not be able to talk to me how some of these men be talking. He's like, yeah, these young boys, they need to be schooled. Sir, if you don't grow up. So he starts asking questions. They sit down, right? They're on one side and he's sitting in the hot seat. He's like, yeah, do you know your dad? He asking questions like he's sending his daughter off on a date. Do you know your dad? He said, yeah, I have a very good relationship with my dad. What about your mom? Do you have a good relationship with your parents? Phil is a good dude because another man would have left Dunbar sitting right there, would have ate him right on up. So you know what? He's a really nice guy. He's like, you got kids? He said, no. He said, well, I mean, you wearing your skinny jeans, but they were up on your behind. So I appreciate that. I just don't understand, honey. I really don't. He's like, yeah, and I also cleaned out my fridge because I want something back, but I don't eat pork. So Phil starts laughing. He said, what's funny? I'm serious. I want something back. You need some money? He said, no, I'm good. I got money. Dunbar done lost his damn mind. Dunbar, while she's on this date, hopefully you find your mind because you've lost it. It's somewhere. It's in the closet. I don't know where it is, but you need to get yourself together. There was no reason for you to be rude to this man. You know what you signed up for. Every single season is always one. And I guess you're going to be the problem child this season. Please calm down. He said, okay, well, let me put my queen shoes on. So he starts putting on Chance's shoes, right? He's like, yeah, y'all are two beautiful black people going out into the world. So let's pray. So she gets behind him because he tells her to hold his heart. She's behind him and Phil is in the front grabbing his hands. So he starts this prayer. I'm like, not this man threatening him in this prayer. He basically did the Safari prayer. I don't know if y'all watched Charm School. Safari was one of the ladies that was from 54th and Crenshaw. Okay, I ain't gonna never forget, honey, because she would remind you every chance she got. And she was getting into a fight with one of the other girls. Instead of her saying a prayer to calm her nerves, she said a prayer to God that she don't whoop this person's ass. And then turned around and offered the girl some lip chap. Not chapstick, but lip chap. He was giving straight up Safari. Sir, not you gonna say, I have not always been saved, but I don't want to have to put my hands on your ass. What kind of stuff is that? And first of all, I don't like people that play with G-O-D. Okay, that's number one. And I do not think that you should be threatening this man. And Phil, why did you grab this man's hands? I don't let people pray over me, honey. We would not be bowing our heads and doing nothing. I would have said, yeah, I'm good. I take G-O-D with me everywhere I go. Don't even worry about it. I'm going to make sure we're covered. Child, I wish I would touch hands and agree with this man praying over not beating me up. Dunbar seems a little bit controlling. Okay, he wants a Stepford wife. And I don't think Chance is what that entails. Moving forward. So Phil in his confessional, he's like, yeah, I've never been threatened in a prayer before. I'm nervous. I wouldn't let a little man even faze me. Child, I seen him walking down the steps getting ready to go to the car. I said, not a little man. Phil, don't worry about it, honey. You're just too sweet. You got to just show him what time it is. Just put him in his place one good time. He'll be all right. On over to Joya and Jasha. So she's getting ready for her date and she's asking him if there are any boundaries. And he's like, no, there's no boundaries. You know what to do and I know what to do. Just be respectful of each other. So then we're introduced to Kyle. Kyle is 48 from New Jersey and he went to Howard and he said he's looking for love. And he's like, yeah, I'm here to take your woman. So him and his turtleneck, they come in ready for the date. Me personally, as far as Kyle is concerned, it's a no. Okay, aesthetically, it's a no. Child, it just would be a no for me. So he was in and out real quick. He didn't even say too many words to Jasha. He was like, oh, thank you. Okay, nice to see you. Goodbye. They should have sent him to Chance and Dunbar. Because, baby, when he got done with Chance, that whole screen would have went black. I can already tell. I could just tell. Catherine and Ricky. Ricky! Every time I hear Ricky's name, I might do that, child. So don't be alarmed. So her date is Mark. He's 33. He's from Atlanta and he's an IT recruiter. Let me tell you something. Mark seemed like he play all day. He seemed like he play all day. I really liked Mark. I really did. So Ricky opens the door and he's like, what's up, man? You know, he greeted them very pleasantly. So when he opened the door, he looked at Ricky. He said, I'm not dating you, Emma. He said, no, you ain't dating me. I know that's right, child. You got a chick. Okay. So Ricky tells him, yeah, it's about that time. You mean I haven't really been taking her out. I haven't taken her out in a while. He said, you ain't taking her out on dates? He's like, no. We go out on dates all the time, but it's been a while. It sounds like you ain't been taking her out on dates. And why would you even tell him that? Catherine comes down, honey. She dressed like she finna go for a Target run. I said, girl, what are you wearing? So he gives her some flowers, right? So Mark said, when the last time you had flowers? She said, Valentine's Day. He said, oh, okay, so last year. Ricky said, nah, that will be this year. Here go Mark. Oh, I rounded down. Boy, you rounded down. Oh my gosh, quit playing. I am not about to play with you. Now, let me tell y'all something about me. I love a man that can make me laugh. If we can be silly together, I love it. And for him to say he rounded down, baby, that was good to me. But this is what I feel about Ricky. Just from this little snippet right here, I feel like Ricky is too comfortable with Catherine. She spun the block one time for the one time, and he feels like if I can get her back once, I can get her back twice. Okay? They already live together. He's complacent. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? Okay, that's what I'm feeling like is going on with Catherine and Ricky. I feel like she's a very nice lady, and I don't know if he's a nice man yet because we really haven't gotten to know him yet, but I feel like he's complacent. He's very comfortable. Catherine will be lucky if Coolio put a ring on it. In the next scene, Chance and Phil get to their date, and she's like, nah, you can't hold my hand. You got to earn that. Now, you know your man gonna get mad. I'm surprised he ain't chaperoning. So they sit down, they start talking. He's asking where she's from. And so she tells him she's from Chicago. She was raised by her dad, and her mom got sick when she was like 8 and she passed away. Okay, so that may explain the dynamic that she has with Dunbar. That explains it. Because when you don't have the examples and you're not seeing those things in the home, you can't do them if you don't see them. Because she even said that she had to discover what it was to be a woman. And some things you're taught as a young lady growing up with a mom that she didn't get. So I kind of understand what the dynamic is now. So she was very impressed that he stopped eating to pay attention to her. He was very engaged. And Phil seems like an okay guy, but I don't get him being someone for Chance. He's too timid. I think she likes more of a man's man. I don't think she would like someone as timid as Phil is. He seems like more of a friend. Like, oh, Phil, my tire's on flat. Are you busy? No, I'll come get you. Okay, thank you. Phil, I'm hungry. Are you busy? That's Phil. Moving forward. In the next scene, Mark and Catherine, they go for their date. But I didn't like him walking ahead of her, though. Let the lady go in first. That was the only critique I had of their date. I did not like him walking ahead of her like that. Child, I thought they were going to work out the way she was dressed. I said, girl, what are you? And again, what are you wearing? So they start talking and she's like, so are you single? I know that's right, sis. You got to ask twice because they be semi-single. They be, yeah, I'm single, but we still live together. It's for the kids. It's for the rent. It's for the inflation. Whole time they still be together. So yeah, you have to ask twice. Are you single? He said, yeah, the only thing I'm cuddling is this body pillow. I'm that type of single. So we're good. So as they're talking, he asked if they had kids and she said no, but Ricky does have one. Mark said, he has a child and he was married before. And he tells her that his son likes to game. And she's like, oh, I'm a gamer too. I got a PS4. He said, oh, okay, well then you bay. Check, please. Okay, he liked that. I wonder if y'all know what I was wondering, though, as I was watching the two of them together, because I really think they're good together. I hate to say that. I mean, I know it's the first date, but Catherine seems really sweet. Mark seems really sweet. Aesthetically, they look cute. I don't know, y'all. I wonder if there will ever be a season where they choose the dater. Not when Kai and Darion ran off into the sunset or whatever they was doing, child. Not that. I'm talking about an actual couple and that person realizing that the dater is someone that they would prefer to date versus who they came into the process with. Because I can already see these two hitting it off. I really can. Mark also told Catherine that he's been single for a year, but he's been single because they just didn't work out. They just were not good together. But through therapy, he's able to have a much better life. He's like, I'm good at adulting because I go to therapy. I love that he is going to therapy to work through adulting. This stuff is hard. Okay. It's hard with a capital H. And Mark is one of those people that feels familiar. Like he makes you feel comfortable. I feel like I know him from somewhere. I don't know if anybody else got that from him, but I really did feel as I'm watching this that I know. I'm like, do I know Mark from somewhere? I don't know if it's from the Instagram, honey. I don't know where it's from, but I feel like he's just one of them people. In the next scene, Kyle and Joya get to the restaurant. They're on their date and he's like, here, my future wife. I'm like, sir, please calm down. He was doing this through the whole date. So he starts saying that he would cook for her and take her on a picnic in Piedmont Park. And she was like, I have been begging Jay to take me on a picnic. So I love the fact that he thought that that was a sweet thing to do. So then he asked her, what did she see for herself in 5 years besides him being by her side? The amount of times that I rolled my eyes as Mr. Turtleneck got to talking, I was like, oh my goodness, child. Ugh. So she said trust and commitment is what she sees for herself in 5 years. She asked if he had any kids. He said he had 1, but he has 4 total. So she's like, well, how does that work? So basically the son that he has, his siblings, his brothers and sisters, their dad passed when he met their mom. So he's always taking care of them. And I thought that was super sweet and very commendable. And she even said that it takes a special man to take care of somebody else's kids. And I agree. The fact that he has stepped in for those children as their father figure because their father is deceased, that says a lot about him. It really does. So she revealed that she also had 1 child, an 11-year-old son. And I was cringing every time he spoke, But when he talked about the kids, I was like, okay, Misha, I mean, you can't judge a book by its turtleneck. So I'm going to give him a pass, child. In the next scene, Phil is dropping off Chance back at home. So they walking up to the house. Here he go. Yeah, we're going to have to do this again. Sir, you're not going not nowhere else with this woman. Okay, not nowhere else. You will never be getting not now another piece of a date. So he gets in the house. He walking up to the door like he finna go in and sit down. I said, okay, something might be a little bit wrong with Phil. Phil, baby, I would have walked her to the door, turned around and started walking back to my car and sat and watched her get on the inside. So he comes inside. This dude actually brought this man some food. That is crazy as hell. He takes the food and tells him, all right, you need to get out. Oh, honey, Phil, you got to man up. You got to man up, honey. He threw you out of the house like Uncle Phil used to do jazz. All I heard was, when you left out the house. I could see you flying across the grass. He Uncle Phil'd you. He jazzed you. You've been jazzed. Child, this is a whole fool. In the next scene, Joy is back at home and she's telling Jasha about the date. And she tells him how on the date she wiped the crumbs off of Kyle's mouth. Now, ma'am, why did you feel the need to tell him all that? That was on a need to know basis. He did not need to know. He's like, well, that's very nurturing. You just touch on a first date. Like, really? She's like, well, I mean, now he wants boundaries. Okay, don't start that. Here we go with this. Please do not start that. You didn't kiss the man. You simply wiped the crumbs off of his mouth. It's going to be okay. So then she told him he kissed her hand. Joya, baby girl, why are you volunteering all of this information? Just why? So then they start going back and forth and back about if he kissed another woman's hands. And she's like, well, you're not single and he's single. And Charlie going back and forth. You are the one that said you didn't want any boundaries, Jasha. So she went out and no boundaries were set. You know what? They kind of give me Otis and Charlie. Just a little bit. Now, I don't think he's anywhere near Otis, but she kind of gives me Charlie a little bit. Just a little bit. In the next scene, the couples go to meet up with Dr. Stacy. I want to say Dr. Nicole so bad, but it's Dr. Stacy. Shout out to Dr. Stacy. This is the first season that the couples aren't color coordinating. Because, you know, on every other season, when they go back to meet up with the doctor, they're always wearing the same colors. In this season, they ain't doing it. So Dr. Stacy asks about the dates, and she asks Chance first about her date. And she's like, well, girl, let me tell you. First of all, tell her about the prayer, babe. Tell her about the prayer. And he's like, well, at the end of the prayer, I said that he could get these hands. And so Dr. Stacy looking at him like, and why would you do that? He said, at the end of the day, I have a say who I let out the house with. Dr. Stacy said, but this ain't your daughter. Chance is like, well, he's not controlling. But I mean, it's his house. So when you come to a man's house, you have to abide by that man's rule. Girl, that's probably an Airbnb. You know how y'all like to do on put a ring on it. Anywho. So Dr. Stacy said, okay, so when your daddy let you out, then what? Baby, that's what I'm talking about. Dr. Stacy, my kind of girl. So she tells them about the food that he brought back for Dunbar. And so everybody looking like, not this man brought him a to-go plate. So Dr. Stacy is trying to get Chance to see that Dunbar is controlling her. Because him treating that man like that and him bringing back that food makes Chance look at him sideways like he's a little boy. And Chance is like, well, I mean, he's a king. He's not controlling. She said, oh, well, I didn't know kings disrespected other men. I know that's real. She said, well, I mean, it wasn't disrespectful. Y'all feel like it was disrespectful? Ma'am, your man definitely tried and succeeded at sunning this man. It was definitely disrespectful. He was disrespectful from the time that man crossed that threshold. I don't even know why he allowed Dunbar to play with him like that. If he's that insecure, then he just needs to wait until she's ready to be married. No need to come on this show and be rude to Phil because you signed up for this. He signed up to be a dater, but he didn't sign up to be ridiculed and disrespected. Like, come on, sir. So Dr. Stacy said, if he's controlling, how does that work for the process? It doesn't. She said, I hope y'all are serious because this is not behavior that will support a healthy relationship. She said, do y'all want to be married 5 times? They said no. She said, okay, well then let's get into it and keep it 100. I said, woo, yes, ma'am. Baby, she had me scared. I'm like, do I want to put a ring on it? And I ain't even got no man. But anywho, child, Dr. Stacy said, let's get into it if we gonna get into it, honey. And that was the end of the episode. I like that she's being her authentic self. I really do like that. No need to sugarcoat it. Come out the gate. Let the couples know what you expect of them because she really wants them to be successful. And I appreciate that. Give it to them straight, no chaser. So they know exactly what's going on and we don't have no confusion. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about the premiere of season 4 of Put a Ring on It. I thought it was really good. I thought it was cute. And I like Dr. Stacy. Y'all tell me what your opinions are about Dr. Stacy. What do you think about the couples? I really feel like these couples are like real couples. It's not like, the couples that they normally find that already have a background. Now, I don't know. I got to do some research. But it seems like it's going to be a good season. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.